I found this on truthout.org. First time I've been to the website. This article is long, The True History of Blowback in one sentence. It's a really long sentence, very well constructed, yes, but very long. I only went through a couple slides here. I highly suggest go click the link below and read the whole article for yourselves. A lot of good information. Since you're probably wondering why the Canadian Parliament was shut up, and your friendly neighborhood police officer is driving a tank, and your savings account is a sad joke, and your road is littered with potholes, and you can't find a job, and 3 of your friends who joined the army to pay for college died in Iraq and Afghanistan, and 2 others have brain trauma from IED explosions, and you won't ever be the same, and your tap water is flammable, and the ocean is coming for your home. Well, let me introduce you to the concept of blowback, which author Chalmers Johnson explained as another way of saying that a nation reaps what it sows, which basically means that when you punch someone in the face, odds are very good that you're going to get punched back. And maybe they land that counterpunch, or maybe they don't, but that fist is going to come whistling at your face. Count on it. And if it misses, there is always another fist, curled and hard and ready to fly. And then here I'm going to skip a good chunk of the article, and he talks about starting trouble in Afghanistan to get to the Russians, which eventually led to 9/11, which led, of course, to another decade of war. After all the other decades of war that came on the heels of Pearl Harbor and the National Security Act, which has in this brave new moment led to ISIS, as well as a dementedly paranoid United States that doesn't blink as cops dressed and armed like soldiers while driving tanks down Main Street because, oh my god, terrorists, you guys. But when you stop and think about it, really think about it, when you attach thread to thread and event to event, and actually put context to history, you realize that everything that has gone wrong and sideways in this country, lack of money for roads and bridges and education and healthcare and old people and veterans and schools, the hyper-militarization of the police, the end of big dreams, and the permanent establishment of big fears and eternal war, can be traced back to the process by which the United States stopped being a country and was transformed into a war-financed empire, an exporter and importer of violence, a creator of enemies it has to fight in order to feed the machine, which creates more enemies, which creates more reasons to fight. And all the while the weapons dealers sell their products as fast as they can, until we arrive at the present moment, when American warplanes are dropping American armament on American weapons in Iraq and Syria, to the tune of billions of your taxpayer dollars, and with wall-to-wall television coverage. Again, so, when you sit in the darkness of your personal night and wonder what happened to your country, to your aspirations and dreams, to the potholed road you drive every day, to the job that has no chance of letting you retire in comfort, to your barren savings account, when you turn on your television and see paid shills shriek about how and why you're about to die, while your neighbor's kid comes home in a flag-draped box, and you have to ask again where your black suit is so you can go properly dressed to yet another funeral. Remember that history exists, and actions have consequences, and this event is tied to that event, is tied to the other event, in a tapestry of escalating, cascading fallout, which is called blowback, which always carries a dear price unless you're getting paid for it, which is why you think very hard before making a lethal national decision, because every lethal decision always comes knocking at your door someday. Which is why we as a people must absolutely endeavor to do better from here on out, because we are already in a deep hole, and the first law of holes says, when you're in a hole, stop digging. So, please, put down the shovel.